always been a very industrial community. It had many industries here historically, and they were mixed in with residential housing. And it also had a history of illegal dumping in the neighborhood because people just thought this was a place where you could get away with a lot of things that you may not be able to get away with in other communities. Starting in about 78 and 79, there were a series of very high-profile explosions around the neighborhood, in the neighborhood. There were also huge issues with horrible air quality. So it was sort of on everyone's mind and in everyone's noses that this stuff had to be horrible for you in terms of your health.
That environmental justice really was started in this community without the wording being actually used. Environmental justice, the terms themselves weren't used popularly by the public, but certainly those were the issues that they were working on, because it was community members in low income and in minority communities fighting issues like incineration or garbage that was being disproportionately put in their communities. I think what's really powerful about the history of environmental justice organizing in this community and many others, but certainly in this community, when you look across the decades of battles and struggles that residents have fought, is the overarching theme of organizing and grassroots power, and really that people with very little resources, very little education, many times working in multiple languages across many different barriers, came together and built power from that and built their own power. I think that's the most amazing story of all, is that story of what can be done when citizens and residents come together and realize their power and really organize at that grassroots level.
So what we want to do at the archive is to tell the story of that organizing and that successful work. It's a story that many people ask us about. And we feel that it should be, if possible, made accessible so that people can find out what happened, because it's truly a wonderful story of a community unifying across language barriers to really work on stopping dangers to health. The archive to me is a very hopeful thing in itself, because it shows me, and I know it's true, that people from other generations and future generations are interested in what happened and are interested in their community and want to make it a better place to live. So I expect that people will be touching base with the archive and then touching base with the action, and that this will help us to continue the still ongoing work of environmental justice in this community.